Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon Renegade Platinum. This is part 2, episode 2, whatever you want to call it. It's the second one. And immediately we're going to heal. Don't really know why I had to do this on camera or whatever in the video, but here we are. Any like Pokemon Center trip after this I'm cutting out. I don't really know why I kept this one. I really don't. But here we go, actually moving on with the game, finally getting somewhere. We run into a Zigzagoon. When I saw the brown Zigzagoon, I was actually kind of thrown off. I was like, wait, that's not right. I was like, wait, that is right. There's two different Zigzagoons. I never really cared for Zigzagoon until Galarian Zigzagoon. I really like Galarian Zigzagoon. And Obstagoon. Having Obstagoon really helped too. I kind of wish they would, like, if they add a new evolution, they would like add a regular version of it too, but I don't know. I guess it wouldn't really make sense. But what always got me was when they make like Alolan or Galarian forms and like only one of the Pokemon in the line get changed, like Marowak. Like, Cubone doesn't have an Alolan form, but Marowak does. I don't know. There are other ones. There's like a Galarian. I think it's Wheezing? I think Coughing is... Yeah, there's no Galarian Coughing, but there's a Galarian Wheezing. But I guess that, like... I don't know. I guess that's the whole point, like, evolution. Is that, like, they adapt to the environment, and that's why they evolve into these things. So they will start out the same, but then they... you know, adapt and evolve into something different. So I guess that kind of makes sense. It's kind of cool, but I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to having, you know, more Galarian or Alolan forms. I think it's such a cool, like, idea. Because you get to, reuse old Pokemon, give them a new purpose. I don't know, I think it's cool. And, like, Alolan Marowak is probably one of my favorite Pokemon. I think it looks so cool. Well, it's one of the better, like, Gen 7 Pokemon. The only problem I really have with the Alolan forms is they're only Gen 1 Pokemon. Which I know Alola, I think, is supposed to be really close to Kanto, so I guess it kind of makes sense, but it also kind of doesn't. The only reason they did it is because everyone loves Gen 1. So these trainer battles are giving me a bit of a tough time right now. Doesn't help when you only have the starter Pokemon that is weak to flying, and there's a lot of flying on this route for some reason with the trainers. I don't know why. I can't figure this out. But there's a lot of flying Pokemon. And it does not go too well for my Turtwig. Oh yeah, I actually did record this. I recorded this whole episode. And I realized that my microphone was on the whole time I was recording. So then I had to do this all again. So that was fun. And what's really annoying, is there is this one trainer battle coming up. It's the one after this one. That gave me a lot of trouble, when I came to re-record it. And I was really annoyed because, like, the first time I came to do it, he gave me trouble, but it didn't give me too much trouble, you know. Like, I still managed to, you know, work my way through. But unfortunately, things just didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped the second time. But I will, you know, it won't be too bad. So you think, like, level 10 starter on the first route, you'd be fine. But this is not the case here. It just doesn't help that I picked Turtwig. And a lot of these trainers have Pokemon that are good against Turtwig. It really is just kind of unlucky. I think if I picked anyone else, I'd be fine. Yeah, like, this guy's a Growlithe. So that was pretty bad. This is the guy that was giving me trouble. So his first Pokemon's a Growlithe, which is, like, a bad to begin with. Because he has Ember, and he can burn. He has Howl, which doesn't help. On Turtwig, who is Grass. And the only move I can use is Tackle. I could use Withdraw, but I'm not a very stat move kind of man. I like to use moves that do damage. And this is where the battle took a bit of a turning point, when he embered me and it burnt on the first try. So now, this battle just got a whole lot harder. And that's the thing, is a lot of these trainers have like 2 or 3 Pokemon. Usually trainers have like 1 or 2. And if they have 3, they're not usually that difficult. But a lot of these trainers have like 2 or 3 at least. I'm actually having like trouble like remembering just how many like one Pokemon, or, yeah, just how many trainers use one Pokemon. I don't think there's any that I can think of. Maybe the first train on this route? No, but I think they have 2. I don't know. Like, it's just kind of crazy. I even just went and checked. I stopped the recording just to go see if she did have 2, and she did. Like, everyone in this route, everyone in this game has 2 to 3 Pokemon. Dawn. Dawn is the only person who's only had 1 Pokemon. I guess I'm Life, but this is Life. He's crazy, you know. If Turtwig didn't get burnt, I think this battle would have been just like... I think I would have been able to do it. Because I did do it before. I did this battle before. That's the most annoying part. I did this whole battle. I did it first try. I didn't lose. Beat it first try with just a Turtwig. But, of course, this time I get unreasonably unlucky. You can't buy burn heals from the shop. So, I'm pretty much just screwed. And of course, at the very end, I get a crit, but he's just dead. I think... Oh no, he doesn't die here, I don't think. But I'm pretty much close to accepting that I should just lose. Like, I didn't want to, waste all my potions here. I think is the point. It's also just, like, impossible, because... Yeah, now he sends up Burmy, which I think has Bug Bite? Yeah, he's be checking if I have anything I can use, but I do give him 1 more potion just to see. I might give him 1 more, I don't know, but I think it's Bug Bite, so this route is just not friendly towards Turtwig. Maybe I'd have problems with other starters, I just can't see those problems because I have Turtwig, but I can't imagine anyone else would really have trouble. Like, I think the first time I did this, I picked Piplup, but I also had the Eevee. That's actually a big thing. The first time I did record this, I had the Eevee. So, I guess that also helped. I think at this point, yeah. This is me just deciding I need to just accept that this is not going anywhere. So, might as well just take the L. It just reminds me of when I was a kid, and like, I started with Yellow. Like, we had all the games, like Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal. And, oh right, yeah. I'd come back, try again, and I lose again. I figured I'd show I lost again, just because. But then, this time, I make a bit of a change. It should cut to it now. Yeah, this is the time I actually beat him. But I made one slight change to the party, which was that, I brought Piplup with me. I didn't train him or anything. I literally was just like, I'm gonna bring Piplup and see how this goes. Because I know he has some, I think, Bubble. Yeah, he has Bubble. So I was like, and this is me when I realized that I should have probably trained him. But I figured as long as I get lucky enough, I should be able to just beat this with the Piplup. Like, the problem was I need to just get through Growlithe. I knew I could beat the Burmy and whatever else he had as long as I took care of this with someone else. Because this was the big problem. Because as soon as the burn landed on Turtwig, it was over for him. Because the only move I could use really was Tackle. Which, you know, burn cuts the attack by half, so... I think it's half, right? Right, everyone? Tell me now. And, so, I couldn't really use Turtwig if we got burn. If I had like a burn heal, it wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I actually had to bring the Piplup. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, as I was saying before, I remember when like when I was a kid, we had the first like 6 games, I guess, on the Game Boy. And Yellow was like the first one I really played. Like I played that a lot. And then I would try Gold, Silver, Crystal, but I would never play it for long. I don't know what it was. I just would not play it for long. But then I remember Gen 3 came out, and I remember I was such a big starter fiend. All I would do was use my starter. And I don't know what. Well, that's what every kid does, right? They always just use the starter throughout the whole game. And I remember I beat the first gym, and I saved Pico, the Wingull. And I didn't know what I was supposed to do next. I literally just, I had no idea. I missed the conversation where they were like, yeah, you gotta like talk to the ship dude. I forget his name. And I missed that conversation apparently. And I remember I was just killing Pokemon on like the first like few routes over and over again. I was just killing random wild Pokemon. And slowly just leveling up. And I asked like my brother once, I was like, what am I supposed to do? He was like, oh, you're supposed to take the ship. I was like, oh. I just had no idea. I was just so stupid. I remember the first time I was at the Elite Four, I was trying for ages to beat the thing. Cause I only used Blaziken. That was my only Pokemon pretty much, was Blaziken. And the Elite Four music is just stuck in my head. It's probably one of my favorite songs in Gen 3. So I remember I was trying over and over and over again. I took the Game Boy with me to France because my nan and granddad had like they had a caravan at this caravan park in France. So we all went there once. Well, we went multiple times, but this particular time we went there, I took my Game Boy with me, and I remember just being in like the caravan for fucking ages, doing the Elite Four over and over and over again, and I just could not do it for the life of me. I think I did eventually beat it there. I think I did beat it in France, but my god, it took me so long. I just remember being there for ages, and that song is just stuck in my head. It is a great song though, it's a banger, but oh my god. If I could go back and help Kid Me, I would. Or I'd just watch. It'd probably be pretty fun to watch. I don't know. I just had no real strategy. I don't really now. Well, I get a team of 6 that I try to like diversify in terms of typing, but that's about it. Usually I just go for the attacking moves and go hammy. But I don't know, it's funny. It's just funny to look back on, because like so many people do that too, where they just use the starter. There's like such a common thing that you hear. Like in Yellow, I would just use the Pikachu. Obviously, what else are you supposed to do? I would love to know how I got past Brock. I have no idea how I beat Brock in Pokemon Yellow. I don't ever think I beat Pokemon Yellow when I was a kid, but I definitely got past Brock. I remember doing that much. And like I would love to know how. Because there's no way I knew you're supposed to get like a Mankey and use a fighting type move on him or something. I don't know. I think I remember having a Pidgey. That's about all I remember when it comes to Pokemon Yellow, the first gym. I do remember when I discovered that you could get the other starters. I remember that. Because I remember getting them, obviously. But, I don't know. I don't remember too much more after that. Oh yeah, so here, there is a Pokemon that spawned on this route that I really wanted. And I figured I'd kind of like show just how many encounters it really took for me before I found it. It didn't take too many. I think there's only like another one, and then after, I think it's after this one I get it. And what I was looking for was a Ralts. I love Ralts. Ralts is... it's always a staple in my Gen 3 teams. So, figured I'd get one for here. Because something I realized when I was playing through Platinum is that, well, when Gen 8 was coming out, I was thinking about my team. And I was like, I'll try and use only new Pokemon. because from what I've seen, I actually really like the new designs. So that was my goal going in. And then I was thinking about games where I've done that in before. And like, I kind of realized that I don't usually go for that. Like Gen 6 and 7, I did not go for just new Pokemon. I used whoever I wanted. But I realized for Gen 3 and 4, I accidentally used only new Pokemon. Like whenever my Gen 3 teams are always made up of Gen 3 Pokemon. And Gen 4 is always made up of Gen 4 Pokemon. This is the exception. But I just thought it was kind of weird. So another change in this ROM hack is that there are these quizzes you can do in these Pokemon centers, and they're all questions relating to certain areas of the game. Oh, that was the wrong thing to say. Other regions in the Pokemon like universe, like Kanto. And once you beat them, or once you finish the quiz, they have a battle with you. And the battle consists of 3 Pokemon, which I can't imagine who. Bulbasaur, I think then it's Charmander and Squirtle. I actually don't even know the order. But yeah, you fight them, and they have 3 of the starters from those regions. So like, obviously there's a Gen 3 one and a Gen 2 one. But I won't be using any of the Pokemon. Just because I don't want my team to be full of starters. This is pretty much what I meant. Like, if it was if I really wanted to, I'd probably use like Turtwig, maybe like Squirtle, and then like Torchic. Like that would be half my team at least. I'd love doing that, but I don't really want to do that because it's not always just fun using gift Pokemon. Like imagine I use those 3, then use like the Eevee, evolve it into one of the types that I don't already have. I don't know, just be a little ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it'd be ridiculous to use gift Pokemon. But yeah, my teams in like Gen 3 and 4, like my Gen 3 team is usually like, so there's a starter, which is usually Torchic or Mudkip. Then you have Ralts, always there, Ralts. In Alpha Sapphire, I actually did use Swellow, which was a different Pokemon for me. I don't usually use Swellow. I did eventually have to add in a Dustox because it was shiny. I usually use Metagross, Salamence, Spheal. Spheal's one of my favorite Pokemon. That usually makes its way in there. Like those are just like a few of them that I will use. Then we have Gen 4, and Gen 4 is usually the same. I usually use Piplup. In my playthrough of Platinum, I used Piplup, but I used Empoleon, Luxray, Magmortar, I think I used. God, I'm trying to think. I'm drawing a blank, but I'm trying to blank on the last 3 Pokemon, but they were all Gen 4 Pokemon. Because it kind of surprised me that I'd do them by accident. Maybe Platinum's in my DS. Oh, it is. I'll have a quick look. I am trying to think if it also used. Oh yeah, so another thing with the Bulbasaur, the Charmander, and the Squirtle. In fact, all the starter gifts do this besides the the Gen 4 ones. They give you Charcoal, Mystic Water, and Magical Seed, I think it's called. So you get 3 of those at least from 3 of each from all the different starters, which is kind of cool. Should definitely be making use of the Magical Seed at least. Because, I mean, who wouldn't? Oh yeah, Garchomp, that's a classic. Actually, I'm looking at my team now. Abomasnow, that's a nice Pokemon. Toxicroak, I like Toxicroak, design-wise, kind of. I liked him a lot more before I used him on my team. And I have a Swablu, that was my, HM slave. I don't remember who else I was using. I cannot remember who the 6th Pokemon was. Because I was kind of swapping them in and out. It might be it's probably a Drifblim. Because I love Drifblim. But yeah, those are some of my, I love Garchomp. That's one of my favorites. I love Garchomp. But yeah, Toxicroak I probably could have done without. I did like him a lot more. I like Krogunk a lot more than Toxicroak. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling him once I put him on my team. Like, one of my favorite things about Gen 4, the Pokemon designs. I love the Pokemon designs in Gen 4. And I especially love, like, the new evolutions they made, like Magmortar, Dusknoir, Electivire, Tangrowth. Just to name a few. Or like Rhyperior. Rhyperior is one of my favorites. Oh my god, I have the hiccups. I absolutely love Rhyperior. I think it's one of the coolest Pokemon. And I just love all those. I don't know. I used Magmortar in my Gen 7 playthrough as well. Like, Magmortar is another one that I just love. And I missed them ever so much in Sword and Shield. Like, obviously Dusknoir's in there, and Rhyperior, which I'm really happy about. But there's so many that I'm missing. I do miss them. I do have those moments where I'm playing Sword and Shield, and then I'm like, I wish they were here. I don't know. I do miss them. Which sounds really silly, because I could just go play one of the older games, but it just feels so different. Like, the models in Gen 8 they do look really nice. Their animations are a bit lackluster, but like the models themselves do look really nice on the Switch. So it's like, it's just a shame that like we can't see all of them yet. Like, I'm sure like they'll come back in other games or whatever, but as of right now, yeah, we just have nothing. Like, assuming we get, that's one thing. Assuming we get Diamond and Pearl remakes, like maybe this year or next year or whatever, I don't know. Assuming they're coming, the one thing that I've been thinking about is like, we're guaranteed to get all the Pokemon in the Sinnoh Dex. Like, at least. So that'd be cool. Because then we will have things like Magmortar, Electivire, Tangrowth, like all those will come back. Like, Tangrowth is not even a Pokemon I've really ever used, but like, I definitely would. Like, maybe in another playthrough of Gen 4, I could use him. I could use him in this, I guess, but isn't he grass? Poison? I actually don't even... Tangrowth. Is it grass poison? Oh, it's just grass. I thought it was poison. See, I wouldn't want to use it now anyway, just because I already have like Turtwig, and I'm actually going to get another grass Pokemon in the next episode, so I don't really want a third one. I had no idea this is how you evolve Tangela. I thought it was like a level thing, but it's a you need to level up while knowing agent power. I never got that. Why was that like? Why is that an evolution? Because that's someone else that does that. It's on the tip of my tongue. Who else does that? Piloswine. Oh, that's another one. Mamoswine. Mamoswine's a cool Pokemon. I love Mamoswine too. Who also is in Sword and Shield. A lot of these are in Sword and Shield, luckily. But like Dusknoir is one of my absolute favorites. I'm glad he's in. So is Rhyperior. Like, Magmortar is probably one of the ones I'm more upset about. But I could talk about this for ages. Like, this could just be like, I could talk about this for like hours. I don't know. That's the thing with Pokemon, is that there are just so many of them, and like, I feel like Sword and Shield has really opened up a lot of conversations about favorite Pokemon, just because they're cutting so many of them. So it's like a lot of people are like, it's just another thing people could talk about in a bit of a different way. I don't know. It's just interesting to think about. But yeah, after defeating these two lovely noobs in the trainer school, they actually do give us a technical machine. That's another thing, is that the TMs in this game, they're not infinite use, but they give you 99 of them whenever you get them, and there's an NPC that gives you all of the TMs you have back. Like, if I used all 99 hidden powers, they would replenish those 99. I also forgot to give my Turtwig the magical seed before the fight, and then I accidentally gave it to the Ralts. Oh, the miracle seed, not the magical seed, the miracle seed. That's what it's called. But yeah, now that Turtwig has that, he'll be doing a lot better. But that is it for the second episode of Renegade Platinum. Thank you all so much for watching, if you did watch. Be sure to stick around, because there is more coming. So, thank you, and goodbye.